Hello. Welcome back. XDF records for August. We have got the date correct this time. We know where we are. And before we get into some wonderful records, there's a few little bits to take care of in this intro. We haven't got any records because no one told me what was good, so we haven't got anything special to go straight into. But if you enjoy watching these videos and you enjoy playing the games that we play and you want to see these continue, then please consider, if you have some disposable income, donating to the servers that these run on. Links are in the donations channel in the Discord, which will be linked below in the description, and if I forget to do that, it's linked at the end of every single one of the records on here, so please do donate if you are able to. And also, we have the Xonotic DeFrag World Championships coming up from the 20th of October to the 24th of November, if I've got my dates right. Linked below will be a information video and the forum post for the XDWC. It's going to be an amazing tournament this year. There's been so many great records since the last one set on the regular servers, and it was a fantastic competition last year, so I'm very much looking forward to doing that. So I think that's everything, but here we go. We have 252 records set this month across 164 videos and 164 unique maps, which means we potentially won't see any duplicates. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. 29 unique players, which is a hell of a lot, and I probably should start getting the stats ready for the entire year. Where's the button? There it is. Professional. I know where the buttons are. Hardcore parkour coming up first. We have no movement into or out of the top 20. Sulphur getting very close to falling out. Nature moving down one, with JH moving up. A big movement from Cool, getting some great points, probably because he hasn't got so many maps played. Getting some great points and going up 8 places in the last month. Up at the top, no one else has moved in the top 10. Op 3 getting a few records there as well, and going up a place. Over on Relax Running, it's been a little bit more exciting. Goblin has joined, finally, the top 20 after hanging just outside of it in 21st last month. He has made the move up, and he still has quite a lot more maps to be gained. Only 72 maps. He can gain a lot more points without having to really focus on any maps, just because he hasn't hit his cap on points maxing. Vert's taken up a place and swapped with Cool Forever Last. Nero's gained a place and dropped JH down, unfortunately. Deadfast going down 3 places. Ash, and I don't think anybody moved out of the top 20. Or someone must have, but I can't remember who it was. But in any case, great movement up there. And the record holders this month, we have Forever Last, Cool, with 29 records. Goblin on 28, Woe with 23, Amino on 22, Riffo also with 22, Vert 18, Asdu 17, Source 16, FaZe and JH. FaZe coming in absolutely strong this month as a new entry, just picking up the game after raiding in from Al, so cheers Crazy Al, absolute legend. FaZe, an amazing player in DeFrag over on the Quake 3 side of things, and also a couple of other games. Came straight in 15 records. JH 15, Amnesia 11, Shiro 7, Op 3 5, Furious 3, Cabla 3, WHT 3, 5e2, Wind 2, and Des Malice, Plaza, Blackie, Ryona, Silney, Slick, Straight, Termuri, Trauma Queen, and YouTube Poop have 1 record each. 252 records we have got this month. Let's get over to the videos. So yeah, do check out XDWC and donate if you can. Let's roll the records. We are on fully downloaded records under MPV this month. Hopefully it works. We will see. The audio is set up. It should be fine. We're starting off on Vanilla 05 with WHT record, so one of the two. A beautiful record, just nicely nosing it around. And now Amino on SM12, very potent. So this is a bit of a KZ type map. I've been enjoying watching these ones because I do want to get into KZ. It's going to be when Momentum Mod 010 comes out probably. Which if that happens during XDWC, that's going to be like chaos for XDWC participation. But there we go. Even though those records will still be meaningless till 1.0. Come to Xonotic. We have actual leaderboards that aren't going to get wiped 3 times, I think, Momentum Mod. Still to go. 3 more wipes, at least. Like 3 more confirmed wipes. Yeah, I got some... I've seen a few records this month. I've got some great records. I've been online a fair bit as well. Watching. Oh damn, the finish is there. That's insane. That's a cool map. Riffo. Ripping it up. The double stack. This is such a crazy map. It just literally zigzags up, 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 up. Oh, this has got a really crazy run. I think we saw it last month, I believe. But yeah, jumping off the back side of that and then coming through here. Just to not eat the front of any of these is incredible. And then send it over there. Each of those kind of goalposts you go through, they're all checkpoints. This is a really difficult start on this map. Because you have to get the circle jump just right that you make it up the ledge. Oh, that's just clean. That's just so clean. Hopefully I can give some decent insight into this. I have been made to feel slightly better about how much I go off topic and out of the way over the last 2 days, because the inspiration for these videos, for some of the people that were here from vaguely at the start of when I was doing this, I talked about it much more. The inspiration for these videos is the Enmead series, where he went through all the Mario Kart Wii records every month, and then he started doing it every 3 months. Then it started to just be every year because it was too much work, because those records he had to actually go through and find them. Whereas I luckily get them compiled for me by the wonderful Morrisopoulos. Lovely benevolent server admin. And just have to talk shit over them. But he's done a video for the custom tracks on CTGP. All records on custom tracks, which is over 200 of them. It's an 8.5 hour video. It's about 4 days. I just started his day 2. He has much cleaner cuts than I do, though. Instead of just pausing at the end and going, yep, that'll do. I didn't even notice till he said, which was halfway around lap 1. It does make me feel slightly better about being off tangent and only vaguely coming back. Because the problem is there's a lot of maps that I just simply, like, I'm talking about this right now because I don't know these maps, and they just look so perfectly done. You can't really tell too much. Like, I didn't even know that was the finish. But then when we do get to a map that I have played, that's when we've got some idea. Sometimes I find out I have played these maps as well. I've looked before and found that I actually have a record on the servers from these maps. Hopefully the quality's better as well this month because of the downloading. And the whole thing should be slightly quicker as well because there's no loading time between the videos. It's just instantly flicked over. God, Oh, that's incredible. The cuts on some of these maps are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. Ah, this map. Yes. I love it when the music comes together. I've added a bit more music, by the way. We now have Art of Rally music. Has been added to the list of music that can play. I'm slowly getting more comfortable with adding different bits of music. I know I can use Art of Rally music, is the thing. God, it's such a bullshit end. But yeah. Hopefully, so yeah, the quality should be nice this month. Recording at a higher quality as well, that's the other thing that I did. To make everything a bit better. I'm recording at a higher quality. And the weapon pickup sounds louder than the shooting for some reason. I think it's just giving you it a million times to make sure you've got it. And potentially make sure you've got the ammo. Might just be a hack like that, give you the thing a ton. That's great. That's good that it looks good. I did have, so making the XDWC video, I was going to use a DeFrag World Cup map, I think 2017-1. Had some recording on it. It looked dog shit for some reason. It had absolutely buggered with the video. And I don't know why. It was just, yeah, I don't know what had happened. Good heavens, another one of these maps. Fivey told me about this when it was put on the server, just sent me the link and just said, your favourite map? I'm like, no. At least this one's on HP. Yeah, only 5 minutes. I have watched this. I've either watched this or I've watched another version of this map. I'm pretty sure it'll be this one. Because when I saw it was a map, because I got links to the xdf.gg page, and so I saw it was a map and thought I'll click it. And there's a landing bug somewhere in here. I'm sure there is. Or not a landing bug. Well, a slick bug, but without the slick. Yeah, it's very similar to Mokoala. If you note the name, Moko Zinel, I'm going to go with. Yeah. Yeah, ramp feature, that's it. Oh no, don't hit your head. I did that on Mokoala, trying to get a record on it. It is something I brought up towards the end of last month. The insanity of how big you can make a map in Quake. Because this is still, for people who don't know, a Quake 1 engine game. So, how big you can make a map. This is make a pattern that a repeating pattern, and then link it again and again and again from the top of the world to the bottom of the world, and from the far right corner to the far left corner. No, I don't think it did support mapping this big, but it definitely... I think it would have been it's an artificial limitation on it, sort of thing. There was a Battle Royale map, or Battle Royale game, that had an increased height because a new map was added a while ago. And that was when people realised that actually the engine is basically unlimited. They just had coded, 48 units or whatever it is, 4096 units. by 4096 units by 4096 units tall, and then they needed a bigger map for the next one because it had a massive thing in the middle of it. We're like, we'll just bump it up to 8,000. Like, oh, right. But yeah, there's definitely raised limits for this compared to the original Quake 1 maps. But I think that, yeah, they would have been artificially placed in on the basis that that's all the computers at the time could support. Same with Doom. Doom 2 is the same engine as Doom 1 for the most part, you know, same base engine, just an update. And then they updated, but they just upped the limits for Doom 2 because they could get away with it. Just up the limits a little bit. And then of course now we have limit removing engines. Yeah, we are not cramming warp zones into this. If you want to do that, you can do that. But I think the second that you post it in the Discord as a map suggestion, Des will ban you permanently from both the Discord and in-game. And I will be fully supportive of that ban. Packer beyond this is not fun. Can't think of the map. Most of the Packer Beyond maps are absolute horrendous things though. Well, that one's broken. Sorry, Straight, you've only got one record this month and the map's bugged.
Lately you don't feel like yourself, you kinda hate it. You suppress all of the thoughts in your
WHT's strafing is just so clean. It's just so blissfully clean. Oh, it's Packer Beyond but looped. I can vaguely think of Packer Beyond. But yeah. There's a reason we blame Packer. Trouble is, he's a boat, he's in international waters, you can't do it about it. Here we go. Pornstar Afu, Shiro taking it from Riffo. Have a look how the difference is. Two players that probably couldn't have different rocketing styles, like I've said many times before. Shiro very smooth, very simple on the movement. A lot more turn then look then shoot. Whereas Riffo much more panicky, jittery mouse movements. Oh, I remember playing this map. Yes, actually I was playing this map when Astu got the world record. I've got a decent time on it, I believe. That start is super difficult to pull off right at the start back there. You can't... You want to drop down and get as much speed as you can and then hit, but then also hit everything late. This should be slick, but isn't. But this record is just nice, tight strafing after that first start. And the balls to cut the corners as much as you possibly can. And smash straight into Sonic's foot. And Astu's been mugged off as well. That is a shame. Unfortunately, these aren't broken videos, like they've broke while I'm downloading them, like the one that happened at the end of last month's. These are basically the map's missing when the video's been rendered. They should be sorted out fairly soon. Cool, taking a record on his own map. Mad one there. What was this map? No, I don't think I've played this one. I think I've played one with similar theming. Very nice through there though from Vert. Always slap him. What a slapper. Just Jump 3 by Amino. I didn't realise that this one had been broken. God damn it, I should have put this at the start. I do need to make a list of the best records. No, I did know this had been broken. He fucking told me. Sorry, Amino. At least it's at the start. If anyone tells me records, please do check that I've actually written them down. Like, the record has been broken. He told me that he had got the record so that I could put it into a notepad so that I can put those records, instead of just starting with whatever, making sure that I know the first few records are great records. There's always hidden gems every month that people forget about or don't bother telling me. But things like this, I'd like to put right at the start of record videos. This, like, what's that? I've forgotten the name. My memory's terrible at the minute. Climb World, R7 Climb World. If that record gets broken, you know, you don't want that just to smack bang in the middle. Because I miss them. I mean, there's 252 records this month. So yeah, do tell me somehow. Discord message, send a link to the video, send a link to, you know, just tell me the name of the map, and if it's not you that's done it, tell me the player that's done it and the name of the map, and I can add it to the playlist right at the start so that we know that it's there. Super nice on that one. I do wonder how much this can get taken down, because I wouldn't be surprised if this is the clean run. Every run so far has had a fall, but it wouldn't surprise me if we're at the point of a clean run. But even after a clean run, you know, you can do something like that where you get a step up right at the top by jumping just at the right time. Or you can go flying up into the air and waste a couple of seconds falling back down, so you want the step up every time. But it's inconsistent at best, trying to do that. and trying to get perfectly into the finish as fast as possible. So yeah, something like that, you're going quite high, quite wide, whereas you'd like to go straight in, but it's a lot more risky to go straight to the finish. But of course, at some point that's the only way to improve the record, is to go lower and lower. And you start thinking about surf records in CS Source. There's a fail. Never mind, we're not on a perfect clear just yet, but it is an insane trick to do this. Oh, come on. That was just getting gripped when jumping instead of getting launched off properly. Getting gripped. And then yeah, going for the safe option, the height. Sub 8 definitely possible. Yeah. I remember when the first records from this came through, might have been a year ago actually. Amino and Banano were going for the first time, and there was twice someone said to me that'll take a while to get beaten, and it's never been more than 2 months. This has been one of the best record grinds that's been going on. Like, this is the sort of map that I could actually do a world record history purely for, if I had any energy left in the world to do that sort of thing. But this is the sort of map where you really could look into the progression of the record. It's such a good record. It's got so many different tricks. It is just strafe, but you know, to do those sort of videos, you need a record that's gone back and forth, had a lot of videos, had multiple people grinding it, and ends up being pretty clean. Yeah, it's just jump, not, but there's jump and slide. There's a lot of sliding. Maybe I should look at doing it. Although at this rate, by the time I'd finished it, I'd be out of date, which I normally am anyway, to be fair. Someone said, going back to that MV video, 8.5 hours long, and someone said, oh, in 1 to 2 years all of these will be broken and there'll be comments on the videos saying that the video's out of date. It's like, well, for one, yeah, that's what happens to every video. The Mario Kart DS one has been out of date before it's even come out before, because they tried to publish it at the end of the year rather than like Enmead's end of year ones. He takes the end of year snapshot, so waits and then produces it during January, and it comes out in sometime February, March. But releasing it at 9 o'clock at night on the 31st of December, risky move. But also for Enmead's video, it's like, in a year's time there's going to be some of those maps aren't going to be in the game anymore. They're going to get deleted and removed from the game, because there's only so much that they want to put in the game. They want to keep the file size down, is the main point. This is such an insane part, having to know what speed to go at and not go over it, but also just gain a little bit, because the steps get slightly bigger and slightly bigger and slightly bigger. Amino's definitely got the strats down for these ones, for the last rooms. Oh, insane finish! You can tell how happy he is by that. Yeah, so many PBs are going to be killed by that finish because the last room's so long. It's the one that is going to take the most time, whereas the one that Amino was failed a couple of times, it only cost maybe 5 seconds a fail. You know, one of them was probably more like 10, but yeah, insane. How do the bots have Prime? But Twitch scam bots in the chat with Prime. Nice run there from Shiro. Nice one from Vert. Bozo weapon. We saw this last month. Can't remember who ended up with it, but yeah, it's got a ridiculous route where you go forwards to find that. Then that's the difficult one. So the last route that we saw had to go slightly further there. So hold on. So the record we saw before had to go here. You go for a cheeky take of the checkpoint, but had to go further down that corridor to get the rocket launcher, because doing that first jump with 2 Hagar shots is super difficult. And yeah, you're going to struggle to watch these records because they actually have textures. Certainly does. 2114 on BDF comp. I happen to know there's another record coming up on this one. Maps are a little bit out of order this month, so bear with if I don't have the stats immediately, but we're on roughly the 7th and the 8th, swapping between the two quite frequently. This record's just... That's one of those maps where you see everyone, as soon as they get the record, as soon as they get a PB, whatever, they're on to the next. This map I have ground. Des knows I have. This map is insanely tricky. And that is just phenomenal. That record from Goblin right there is a phenomenal record. Because that map, it's so precise to get round. It's broken as all hell, but it's so precise. That's really difficult to not land in spacing hell. I tend to give up on maps like that you just land in spacing hell. There's someone who joined the game in the last month, and it wasn't cool, I can guarantee it wasn't. Joined the game within the last month and said, I last played 2 years ago. And I played this like White Tower map. I can't remember what it was called. Can anyone help me find it? We realised the guy had only played a few matches and was still using the same name. So found their records. They'd only played on HP, had finished a few maps with reasonable times comparative to, you know, other people. Not smashing world record type times, but very good for first completions and just being able to complete some of the maps. And the map they were talking about was Wins a Lot CBT Tower. So nice to see this as this record be chopped up by Cool. One of the mappers for the upcoming XDWC, and many times the past XDWCs, and many of the maps that we play much more regularly. This is another one of those. How close do you dare cut the corners? I think especially at the top there's going to be some quite tense moments. Now we're getting higher up and wider corners about how much of a corner is actually cut. Yeah, like that. That looks like playing it quite safe. Could have probably gone a little bit further on. But you're never quite sure how much bounce you're going to get. There's good variance in the amount of bounce. You can come in with the same speed, but not quite get as much lift just from the exact angle that you're taking. But it's super precise. That was a really nice trick just a few seconds ago, up off the stair, because one of them was a slope, which would have slowed him down super hard. Instead, taking a double jump off of the side. VP Minimine, very potent. A mapper for the upcoming XDWC. So really excited to see what they've produced. First time XDWC mapper. Couple of first time XDWC mappers actually this year. It's really good. I'm glad that we've got, after Ash's plea last year, we've got mappers all over rather than one mapper making everything. In fact, the only duplicate is very potent, making 2 maps, but one of them's with cool. Other than that, everyone's a single map, which is great. There we go. Finally getting the correct double stack on that one. Beautiful. Yeah, having different route by cool and then VP aesthetics. That's going to be nice then. It's going to be a nice map. It's nice to have multiple mappers because it means you get many different styles. Last year was great with Ash because Ash can map in so many different styles and makes incredible maps. So I'm really looking forward to that being round 5. But you could kind of tell, especially the linking sections, because it's all well and good coming up with gimmick ideas for 5 maps and having the core of a map, the slick with the duck on round 2, the hitting the thing, the buttons with the vortex on round 5, those sort of things. But the linking sections without weapons, you could tell it was the same mapper sort of thing. So having more mappers is going to make just more difference, and then potentially bring out different players on different maps, because those linking bits can be the difference between winning and losing XDWC. This map's insane, so enjoy this. Yeah, Ash did a phenomenal job making 5 maps, having 5 ideas for 4 maps for just the gimmick. Like, yeah, I said it like it was easy to come up with, but no, it's very difficult to come up with five ideas that are good and that work, and then execute them, and then have the maps be the right quality and right consistency for XDWC. Like, yeah. And when I saw that Ash's map was map 5, I was quite excited for that, because that'll be a good finish. Good finish. Cool being the first map. Looking forward to that. It'll be a nice kind of push in, unless he's done something absolutely crazy. There is always the chance that Cool's just gone completely off the wall on it, but you know, if we're going off of the general sort of thing of Ash making really maps with very many interesting routes that can cross paths, and you can do multiple routes in one run, with Cool doing some interesting routes, but you'll tend to pick your route with Cool, whereas Ash, your route tends to evolve as you get better at the map. With Cool, you pick your route and you might gain a little bit, but... Did we see this map already? We saw this map already, but I don't think it was the same time. I'm not sure. We'll watch it again if it is the same. Firmino has managed to break their own record again. Super for how floaty this makes Xonotic movement look precise when it's actually one of the most floaty ice physicsy type movement I've ever played with. It makes strafing maps super nice because they're so smooth. They just you know, that floatiness makes them feel smooth and creamy. But in precision maps, been some back and forth. The videos aren't coming in the right order compared to the to the list at the minute. Sometimes happens. Sometimes the uploader gets it right and does them in bang on the correct order, and sometimes it doesn't. Nice record from Woe. Oh, this map. This map's nuts. So precise. You can see barely any difference. That was so beautiful. Perfect turn. That's where a lot of that time save will have come from. Just woof. Perfect. This map has some really difficult to get around spacing where you fall into these lava pits. They don't kill you, but they do slow you down. They do damage, but you can pretty much get through them. But landing just on the wrong side and the right side of them, incredible. Yeah, that was such an insane 180. I'm pretty sure he didn't fully lose speed. Cool ST, just playing this map. Set a new little PB. Couldn't catch Des, he's too fast. Well, I need to take notes on this. Okay, you can get up there. Oh, that's a beautiful turn. That's incredible. Sorry, not damage. It didn't fully lose speed. From touching the ground was still... It wasn't just like stop, circle jump. It was still with movement. God, that's so clean. Woe has got so much cleaner of a style recently. And just some absolute beautiful strafes, like such quick snaps and then such a smooth turn. Like some of it, you watch that kind of left-right section and it looks like it's been done on a controller or something, like a joystick, because it's so perfectly smooth. Left and right. And I think that's what happens when you come from Surf. But I don't think he's using turbines or anything. Cool DMS. I remember this map, but I can't remember specifically why, but every time I see it, I recognise it. I couldn't tell you the proper route. Oh, that was so good. Beautiful run there. Beautiful run. That's a really nice segment through the, just at the end there. Back, forth, back, forth. Beatrix Dark. This record, I believe, was actually set when FaZe joined the Xonotic. So I was streaming just runs and got raided by Crazy Alan and Tim Conlan, bringing the players across from the War Cups, and FaZe was watching. And he decided to pick up Xonotic for the first time in multiple years and set a bunch of records. So sorry about that. He asked if his records were still there, and I looked him up and realised that the last records that he had were on Packer servers. This will be the true test of the quality. Is the quality still good on while going through those bamboo section? Yeah, all former world record holders can blame me, especially as soon as I shed a light on your world record. You can blame me. Oh, it might suffer, but it before, even on my screen, it was absolutely dying in the bamboo section. All routes are released under the GPL. Demo files would technically count as code, I guess. Yeah, there's not a lot we can do about the bamboo. Green is not a great computer colour, unfortunately. Technically, all world record routes are Creative Commons, because Mirio does release these videos under Creative Commons, as do I when I repackage them and everything else that I post. It was that weird thing when I first did this. It wasn't long after there was a bunch of controversy about reaction videos, and I was I'd been thinking about doing this for ages, then realised how logistically I could do it when I did it for December 2022 for the first time. And I went and I asked Morrow, can I do it? Could I talk over them? He was like, yeah, do it. It's not like I can stop you. They're released as Creative Commons. And it was just after a bunch of reaction stuff. Because, yeah, I know this is reaction stuff. It's the classic, I try to add myself and I feel like I do it right. All the other people do it wrong. You know, that's how reaction content works. Okay, Vert said Pillar 2 record's been taken and it's sub 17 by 0.001 seconds. Super clean and nice. And there's the first 16XX. Malice going down the cock and ball torture tower, which now has to have checkpoints, of course, because otherwise, you know, going down a tower quite a lot easier than going up it. Oh, so he's got to take that to get to there, But then I guess that means it's a little bit easier to get around here. Yeah, and maybe you come in with enough speed so that you just 2 bounce per lap rather than before it looked like it would have been more 3 and maybe uncontrollable bounce per lap. Really nice though. The interesting thing is, because of these checkpoints, the downhill record is not as fast as you'd have thought it would be, comparatively. Yeah, these are low poly cock rings. Who's getting slapped? It wasn't a vert record, it was malice. This map's just dog, honestly. Absolutely cracked sauce, I mean, well done. But that map sucks. I'm sorry. Oof, that's brutal. Remember those fails that we see when we get a rare glimpse at them. That's most of getting a world record. You see, when we see it, sometimes it can look like someone logged on, ran for 10 minutes and got a world record. And sometimes that happens. Some of these people getting records are just that goated. But most of the time it takes hours and grind and vote extending. And getting a world record is 50% skill and 50% managing to get everybody on the server to agree to all the vote extensions. We now have our RM crisis fixed so that all the slick works, unlike the JH record of the first slick record, which was absolutely insane. But Goblin, a master of slick, just flying around. Absolutely incredible. R7 Tomb, a longer map. Have seen it a couple of times, I think. Going sub 6 minutes now. Let's have a look at a little bit of the record history while this one runs. Well, there's been some more records on this map since. Vert changed his name to I'm Not Being Tracked because it's working really well for him. Yeah, took a few grinds actually. So this record, just before, so what's the date on this? So 14 and 15. So the day before this record was set, Vert set another record of a 602.22. So there must have been some decent grind going on to get the record and to push it. And he's finished another run, so this is at least the second run. It's a map with 23 finishes, which isn't bad. Some decent finishes. A rare lightning gun use, which is cool. Do you think R7 has lore for these maps? Potentially. There could potentially be some cooked up. I think it's more likely to be closer to the Quake lore, where it's just a very, very brief mention. I did watch what kind of half watched a video because it did get a bit okay towards the middle, but it was somebody trying to explain Quake lore, and it was going through everything, the things that are genuine Quake lore about Quake taking over the enemy base and you go through and all this sort of stuff, and the reason that all your fellow soldiers are already zombie men. And then the guy was explaining through how sort of an explanation of everything, which was really quite interesting at the start, thinking about the like map 2 where you get the ogre comes out and right at the start, and you know, you can see that guy and then you're gonna fight him. It was very much in the spirit of someone playing through the game and when you're gonna see each enemy, so that was quite cool. But I'm not sure, I think because the easiest explanation for quite a lot of these types of things is the Unreal Tournament explanation, which is some massive company introduced no holds barred fighting. And the other one for this is just, it's the evolution of escape rooms. Escape rooms meet parkour. That's a business idea if ever I've heard one, actually, to be fair. Getting insurance for that would suck, but parkour escape room. Do puzzles to get lockboxes, to get blocks, you know, crates and stuff to build with. Maybe a bit of rope, something like that. In 20-something... 2032, Leandra Corporation has introduced no holds barred fighting. You're one of the fighters. Go fight. More story than Doom ever had. I can't remember the Quake 3 explanation. I've definitely seen it. I can't remember what it was. Ah, yeah, the gods are bored, so they summoned a load of fighters. Yeah. They got really bored when they made Orb. But that looked like he couldn't actually believe that he was up at the top of the thing and then basically finished the map there, didn't it? Insane run, though. Insane run. Goblin now hitting up cool ST. Big time deficit so far. So where's he going to make up that time? On himself and on cool and on Goon Cave Spelunking. Who is Goon Cave Spelunking, by the way? I've forgotten. Is it Delta? Bloody fake knickers. Oh, that's what the intro is. I just see Sarge come on my screen and hit escape, and then eventually added no vid or whatever the command is to not have the video. Beautiful, beautiful movement. That's where the surfing background comes in. Just getting under things. Something that I really suck at. I'm really good at like smashing my head into things. Or alternatively, letting go of crouch right before I go under the thing that I've crouched for. That's the other one I'm quite good at doing. This track has some crazy jumps here. Sorry for the yawning. I just realised I got changed today and I haven't gone outside. Oh. This is a cracked map. That was nuts. That was seriously nuts. Beautiful double grenade. Phenomenal back grenade and beautiful into the finish. Smash invert to pieces on that record. Cab Corp's strafeness. As long as it's not straight, we'll be alright. Lovely down ramp catch right on the end there. Just getting that bit of speed off of it. Lovely work. Lovely work. I've lost... there it is. .42 dead on this map. Oh. Huh. Interesting. That's not the time I've got there. What? Okay, I'm confused. Ah, it's old map 1 and that's old map 18. Never mind, I was very confused because it was an 18-second run just after that old map. But it was old map 18 rather than old map 1. We're now back in the right place on the tracker. Going well. Going well. I love a bit of haystack. Love a bit of haystack. Beautiful through there. Goblin climbing the ranks very quickly at the minute. Be interesting to see once he's fleshed out and is ready to push. I don't think it will happen till after XDWC. So it'll be interesting if he pushes all the, pushes to XDWC for practice, and then after XDWC continues. I think we could see a Goblin champion, which would be very, very interesting, considering he just turned up out of nowhere last time and his first records were XDWC, and then it was 2 months after XDWC that he actually played anything on RR. Yeah. He's definitely got the skill. He's got enough of the skill as well to not have to focus on specific maps. he can just collect points like hard, compared to some people where they have to focus on specific maps where the times are super close, so they can be 0.3 seconds off and get a load of points out of it. Okay, that's a nutty map. What the fuck? Halvorb. My dude. My guy. What's going on? This map. I had world record very briefly on this map. Most of the slick doesn't work. The slick that does is the ramps. Oh, he's actually managed to get the whole of that to work. That's insane. And then down here. Yeah, no slick here. But you do get a boost out of that cannon. Ah, it's been fixed now. It wasn't for that record, because there was no slick indicator on the last section. JH on Nude Speed 3RL. I played this map but in strafe. Yeah. Quite a tricky map to figure out what you're supposed to go off of and get the spacing right, because a lot of the up ramps in strafe mode are very steep, so you can lose a lot of speed if you don't hit them correctly. For some reason this map reminds me of Bikini... Okay, yeah. That'll be why there's a massive SpongeBob in it. I was going to say this map reminds me of Bikini Bottom and it's called Rock Bottom. And then, yeah, there's the SpongeBob. The Bonge-Spob. He lives in a pineapple under the strafe. God. A weird section. Does SpongeBob not penetrate over to the South American side, does? It's a child's cartoon about a sponge who's definitely autistic. Strange age, depending on when you think people should be able to drive. Because he's like, a major plot point is often that he's learning to drive a boat car. Which, if you want a great video, Lewis Wiseman did a video on making an actual SpongeBob boat car. It's a great video, it's a great boat car. That's true. Yeah, 300 years ago. Didn't really have SpongeBob. I'd sing it, but I'm so perfect at singing that I get a copyright strike. So I can't sing things on stream. And here is a map, again, from one of the mappers in our XDWC mappers pool. Doing map 3, I think? JH. The style battle. Which we found is completely crap, because the fastest way is to not pick a style. I was sure it was haste, honestly. When this map came out, I was like, okay, slick, rubbish. Rockets, maybe. But haste, because there's no if it had walls, if it was like this map, rockets would be much more usable. But because there's no walls to hit the rockets off and it's off the floor. Nah. Torture Training 1. Sounds like a great map, you know? I can barely see the things he's jumping on the screen. There is a good chance that the YouTube video they just don't come across once this is compressed down to 720p from... I'm watching it at technically 1440, but I've only got a 1080p monitor, so, you know, 1080p. It matters that it's technically 1440 because I downloaded them off of YouTube. Yeah, the only way to win is to not battle. You must escape Halvatrix. Op 3 doing it very quickly. Is that the X Factor logo we've just gone through? There's like a massive X Factor logo on the screen. Oh, that was nice. The forwards looking... I wonder if Riffle ever worked out how to do that. There was one PGB map that Infinity was doing some absolutely crazy tech looking forward, and I'm not sure if Riffle ever fixed it. Well, never mind that rocket then. I guess the rocket shooting hasn't quite... The pre-fire, rocket pre-fire hasn't quite worked out yet. Because that definitely didn't hit. But it was still world record. Oh yeah, this might be fly straight through. This is insane. This is the beauty of Xonotic. How smooth this all is. Just so clean, so smooth. The random crouches just to make it look a little... I think they look great, the crouches, like the little head bobs. Another Asdu record. He was making a monumental rise a few months ago. He's still getting a lot of records, but they're giving a lot less points now. I think potentially he was going for high rank. But now has stopped going for tracks that specifically make high points, like we were talking about with Goblin. Because it is difficult. I've tried before to like push my rank up a little bit, but the thing that I've realised is best to do is just to grind whatever map's going. And for me, it's always play RTG instead of RR and try to get a really good time, even if I hate the map. Try to get a good time. Which is also good practice for XDWC. Because then I'm learning all the styles that I don't enjoy. Just in case one turns up and I really don't like the map in XDWC. Because I do slightly regret last year not going for the shortcuts in the end on map 3. Like, I did it to have more enjoyable play, but I think if I just sat down and learned them the first 2 days, it would have been alright. That's true, yeah, good times on not points maps. If a bunch of people come through with high points, it can help in the long run, yeah. Especially with the influx of new players scoring high points. It could be... That could be the thing that keeps me in a higher place rather than losing me places, you know, I suppose. New great players come in, but they bump my scores up in other places, which offsets the amount that they're taking away from my points in more popular maps. I would like a world record though. We will one day. fair few 0.99s this month actually, which is cool. We like seeing the subs broken. Kairos Torture 3. Just over the 1 minute mark. Amino getting a record on Torture 3 and then immediately going after that to Torture 2. What's the time difference? 4 hours later. Mind. But actually I think that's the length of a map, so he might have just left the game after. Yeah, I think that's the length of a map on Relaxed Running. So he probably left the game after Torture 2, and that's how long it took before the record was uploaded. But yeah. Goes straight through the Kairos tortures. Nice. Get that sub-minute. It's possible. Jesus. That's insane. So it does look a bit weird, the route he's taking. I don't think that it's like a route break, a sequence break. I think just because we can't, because of that teleporter. Oh, I've gotta love the song sequence syncs. That's it. Beautiful. Oh, and this map was 15 minutes before Kairos Torture 3. So he played Rock Bottom, then Torture 3 for... Oh no, an hour and 15 minutes, sorry. So about an hour. Yeah, Kairos Bikini Bottom. There is the Bonge Spob. Absolutely beautiful. That's so much cleaner, and that's insane compared with the shooting. Probably could have gone for one down, actually. And maybe a bit of a faster setup. But there's not much in it using this BFG. Kairos maps are really hard. These sort of things are really hard to just to complete them is an achievement on some of them. Yeah, I'm not sure how he managed to keep the BFG. I think he might have skipped a BFG steal. Rare for a Kairos map to have a skip like that usually. Especially since his maps are all walled in. It's quite a lot easier than some of the maps which loop back on themselves. If it's all walled in, you can just fill the wall with, fill the whole space with a steel. So interesting. And Xonotic is quite airtight with those sort of things. It's not like some games you can just go fast enough and bypass the trigger. Looking at you, single pixel line deaths in Doom where you can just straight up walk over them. Just hold W, sort of walk over them. Love a BS map. Not to play, to watch them's alright. This one's not too bad. Although a lot of them, they look a lot better when you watch them on the video than they actually really are. Oh, this map. Yeah, you get the slick at the start. I've got a good time on this map, actually. I remember. Yeah. Landing there on that slick is super important. Getting the spacing for it. It's difficult because it's quasi-random, you know. It's quantum mechanic stuff. But it is a lot faster if you can land right at the start, and you just have to trust that you're going to land. So some runs die because you do hit the you don't quite get into it. Ooh, insane. Some of these I've got no idea what's going on, to be quite honest. This one I haven't got a clue for half of it, but it looks flashy. This map's an interesting one because there are incorrect ways to go. Yeah, bang 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 finish. I tried for ages on that last map to try and find a way to use the rocket to pre-fire a rocket round a corner, but it's just doesn't. I don't think it's. Well, I couldn't find one. There is a chance that it's possible, but I really couldn't find one. Spent about 20 minutes pre-firing corners trying to just trying to get a rocket through a door and hit a wall, pretty much. And I could barely manage to do that, let alone do that and be moving, because you're not quite moving fast enough either to beat the rocket to the wall. Oh, mad. That's a sequence skip. Madness. Very well done though. Very well done. Sorry about that. That map is effectively luck. Once you've set up the thing, you can just boom, and it's just about having the most speed and not having too much speed. Nicely done. Nicely done. Skate. Yes. So this will probably be after the slick's been fixed, because I don't think it was fixed when. Yeah. Otherwise, you would have gone for that because he was on it, and this will have slick. Yeah. Oh, and the upper finish. Amazing. Slightly quicker the upper finish as well, it looked like. It looked like the upper finish was slightly poked out from the wall, forwards. So that's interesting. It's rare that we see risky finishes in Xonotic, actually. I'd quite like to see that in an XDWC map this year, I think. If anyone's seen Trackmania Cup of the Days, you get the risky finish where you've got to jump into it, or you drive a couple of extra blocks. You know, you got to jump and aim into the finish, or you go a couple of extra blocks just on the road. So it's slightly slower, but you can guarantee that you'll make it no matter what speed you're going at and that sort of thing. Yeah. I'll make sure I'm comfortable. Alright, Banano's off to reclaim the the record. Oh, I should have been commentating this map. I just realised I was there when Goblin set that record. He set the record, went into spectator, talked to me, and I got like 6th place or something on that map. It was insane. Just the power of the presence of the Goblinator. Yeah, Banano's now off to go get Just Jump 3, so look out for that next month. That didn't have a risky finish though. Oh no, you're not talking about that one. Oh, so Amino's now doing the sequence break that Riffo just did. I thought you were talking about the one that we were playing with Banano the other day, which was 2020-3. Yes, there might have been one that had an upper finish and a slower finish. Obviously there's plenty of different routes that are effectively risky, you know, all the way through XDWC maps. It's not like it's just the finish that we have the ability to take options with. Starts with a Hagar climb. Honestly, I have such a bad memory for maps. It's insane that I'm the one doing these videos when I cannot remember maps that I've played previously in the day half the time. Yeah, so the rocket isn't faster. Well, there's no way to get a rocket up there, I guess. I mean, yeah. Going back to Quake speedrun is going to be brutal, I think. I haven't played in like 3-4 days. Hey? Oh, right. That's really interesting. So 5e got that record, despite being slower on the map than Cool, because Cool will have had the privacy mode on. So that's Desi's upgrade coming in already, I think. No, because that wasn't released in August, was it? So it shouldn't have gone into that video. How the hell was he slower than Cool, but still got the record in the video? Nope. Another dead map. Rip. Sorry, Amnesia. Ah, right. Cool had a no key. Yeah. It is insane because Cool got the most records last year. That's mad. Nice one, Goblin. Yeah, Cool got the most records overall last year and played without a key for some of the year. Absolutely incredible. I'm glad he did get it, because if it was the other way around and someone else was just, because I believe Riffo was only 1 or 2 records behind even. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's got the records this year. For the whole year. What was that? Skate 8. That one. Now, all the records are out of order this month. I don't think we're getting the extra stack. You say it looks fairly maxed, but I've said that about the skate records at least a couple of times, and I think I've been proven wrong every time, most likely. There's just no such thing as a max record anymore, because... Sorry. Yeah, there's just no such thing as a maxed record, because there's so many people who can break records that are pushing the records, that maxed records just are a thing of the past. Yeah, but someone else will come along and manage to just push it somehow. It's weird. It's weird how it works. You know? Because you'd have thought by now, if anything could get, you know, this game has some great players and had some great players that have been playing for a very long time. But look at something like Mario Kart or Quake, and they're still able to knock records down and break records. And things like Quake having to break records by whole seconds as well. Not just a tenth, a hundredth, a thousandth, whatever your denomination goes down to. Yeah, fairly maxed. Last second barrier. Those sort of things. There's a lot of documentary, like speedrun documentary videos that always, they used to end with, this is the last second barrier. And now they end up saying, this is the last second barrier unless something major gets discovered. Because they have to, because it's happened before that, oh, that's the last minute barrier we're ever going to see. For Minecraft it was 20 minutes. And now it's sub 10. There is, of course, the mathematically impossible ones, like the last hour barrier, when you go under the hour. That one's usually pretty good. And the last minute barrier when you go under a minute on single level type stuff. And of course every minute barrier broken's always special. Every second barrier in something like this. And some maps every tenth of a second. Like this map could be ground out enough. I don't think it is at the minute, but it could be ground out enough to the point where a tenth of a second is a major milestone. But I think there's too many records in Xonotic for that sort of thing to happen. Here's a FaZe record. So FaZe came in this month, 4 records. When I first saw his thing, 4 records, 4 maps played. Literally got 4 out of 4. Absolute mad lad. Oh, here we go. This map is a really tricky map. Just to complete this map is actually pretty difficult. So, watching an absolute master of slick at work. Beautiful through there. Just off the corner. Trying to get as low as possible. Just enough to land up. So that you can continue slicking as fast as possible. And yeah, that's just FaZe learning Xonotic weapons. And how Xonotic feels and plays. Coming over from Quake 3. His full power, we don't even know it. Hopefully he'll stick around for XDWC though. Because I don't know if Xonotic, he definitely wants to do HP maps. So I don't know if Xonotic will have kind of the push for him. To like, you know, there is the chance that he just beats everyone and pisses off. But XDWC for sure will have phenomenal competition, and he'll be much welcomed. Yes, I have heard no DFWC yet. The Discord is basically just people posting waiting GIFs constantly. Just finding more and more GIFs of people waiting to post and memeing about waiting for DFWC. Because there was FPS Cup at the start of the year, which I should have competed in, like a DFWC, but I didn't, so oh well. I wasn't playing too much at the time of anything really. It came at a bit of a bad time for my push. I played this map. It was broken when I played it. Which Halvatrix run? From FaZe, or there's been a lot of Halvatrix runs. Yeah, FaZe is absolutely mad. Beautiful. I like the pattern on these tiles. Nicely done. And a nice one for the probably his first finish of the map on that run, on that server loading. Another run from FaZe. Absolutely incredible. It's another style as well, with the quite a lot of battles going back and forth between Riffo and begins with an S. Hold on, let me find it. Shiro, that's it. Completely mind blank there. But with Riffo having the really like fast mouse aim, sort of flick shots, and Shiro aiming and waiting and much more smooth in the shots, and then FaZe is somewhere else. I'm not sure if it's somewhere in the middle but it's not jittery and doesn't look like unpredicted and panicky like Riffo's does, but it's also not quite so I know where I'm going to place every rocket like Shiro's looks like. That's beautiful from Vert. Got that record again. Had it a few months ago. Maybe 2 months ago. Oh, here we go. There was a little bit of a back and forth earlier in the month on this one. That's nice. And a beautiful spacing to get down the hole. Absolutely cracked. And again, This is FaZe learning Xonotic weapons. This isn't him. Well, it's him trying to set world records, but you know, he's not full strength yet. That's a beautiful bit of routing from Goblin. Lovely. This map's quite interesting. From a perspective of the beginner route is completely different to the sort of semi-pro route. It's not a full pro route. It's fairly easy to get. Doesn't require like bang on spacing or anything. Just dropping down here and then getting the slick. Goblin absolutely murdered this. Not surprised. This is a pretty early record. Where's this one? So Kabla XT Cool 12, just there. Yeah, I think the map had the map had only been out for 2 or 3 days when Kabla set this one. So yeah, Goblin murdering it doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me in the slightest. This is the sort of map I was talking about with where weapons would be difficult to take from the player. I know it's not a weapon map, but you know, weapons would be difficult to take from the player on that sort of map where you're constantly overlapping the same place multiple times. Back and forth rather than straight down a tunnel. So these are backwards, but JH got the record on this and then the record on EXT Cool 10 in an hour and a half apart. So one instance of the RTG server. So smashing them two back to back. Minus 12. This is most likely one of his first runs. In fact, that's his first run through. He never got to the finish yet. He killed at minus 12. Well, probably plus 12 on the... This map, I've got a good time on this map. While Woe was setting this one, I got a good time as well. Second or third, I think it was at the time. And I hope I remembered to cut it out, because I will soon be releasing my Xonotic DeFrag montage shortly before XDWC happens. I've been cutting clips of demos, getting ready to produce the movie. And then hopefully it'll be a bit longer next year, because I'll start it from, you know, all the way through when I get records. I think it's just going to be in the order of when I got them. So, by date order of the record. Most likely. Unless I happen to get like a really solid... Like, if I get a world record, then yeah, that one's going smack bang at the end. But yeah. Inspired by the POHM movies. Just less quality strafing. Oh, this is the all runs one. The all Dinny runs. It's quite interesting, this map, because each start you'd think it'd start to get more and more different from the regular routes, because each starts you at 0 normally in the split up version of this, but it doesn't particularly. Some parts are, especially parts right around the start, but these maps get quite quick quite fast, and then have bits like this that force you to slow down anyway, so they don't get that much faster. Like here, the maximum speed you can take around those corners is about 1500, so you're coming into this next section with 1500, and you're not going to go through it any faster whether you started right before it and got up to that speed, or started 2 minutes before it. So it's quite interesting how some of the maps work, how simple they can be. And some of the ones that are split up into sections on the torture maps, obviously they're quite often complete stops after teleporters, so you can easily split them up. Yeah, that one's quite interesting, because especially since a lot of the starts are quite simple as well, so they don't particularly benefit or lose from whatever's going on with extra speed. You just kind of go through them anyway. I don't know the maps well enough to point out the exact parts where you're going faster and slower and that sort of thing, but there isn't too much routing change. There's nothing. Sometimes you see some, especially the maps that are, so there's two types. There's the ones like the Just Jump split up, where the original map is the full thing, and ones like the Dinny runs, where the originals are the singles, and the put together one, they were never designed. And then if you look at, I think it's Cool Slick Race, I think 1, 2 and 3. And the difference between them separately is 1, 2 and 3, and them together in one map, because you come through with all that speed, and they are built to have incredible amounts of speed and not slow you down, so you do come through and you do end up taking a different route, not only for the first section but also right at the end and everything, and you're taking a route that you want to keep speed. So if you might take a tighter corner that loses you a bit of speed but gets you across the line, you might want to take something that keeps your speed. But yeah, the Dinny runs, it doesn't really make a difference. The starts and finishes tend to be quite straight lines. DK Iron by FaZe. A strafe map. A relaxed running strafe map even. Not a particularly easy route though. I have hit those beams at the end before, doing the same route up as FaZe just did. Not to say I'm anywhere near as good as FaZe, but that end route isn't too difficult. Yeah, and I've hit those beams at the end. It sucks. R7 Oblivion. A nice record to take. That was just phenomenally beautiful. You know, again, learning the timings on Xonotic grenades there. And he's pulling these off. He's going to be dangerous come XDWC if he decides to push. I'm telling you. Though I do have, so I've been learning to speedrun Quake 1, and Brain Fluid played a little bit last year, and he said he's going to play again this year. And I say, if he could be a serious contender. I think if he comes in having not practiced, I don't know how much he's defragged this year, because coming across from Quake 1 speedruns will be completely different to coming across from having played Quake 3 defrag, and I think he has played Quake 3 defrag. but or Diabotical or something, you know, completely different movement set, Quake 1 to Quake 3, and Xonotic being mainly Quake 3 based. But if he comes over and practices a little bit before XDWC, he could be very much something from the start. But I think he could definitely, if he puts the time in, be a threat on at least one map. So that'll be interesting to see. See a bit of brain fluid. And then I'm just sort of hoping that the mediocre players don't bother again, because there was quite a few new players last year that could have definitely taken me down way more places, but they just didn't have the want to push it and really find out their limits in the game, which did help. Definitely did help. People like Crazy Al not pushing on every map. But we'll see. The game has improved in size since last year. It's going to be trickier to keep places. So if you don't keep your place that you had last year, don't panic too much. It's difficult because I've improved over the last year, noticeably improved over the last year. Like, I can look at my gameplay between this year and last year and notice that I've improved. And at the same time, I've lost places on the rankings. And I've done some grinding for actual rankings points as well this year, which I've never done before. So I've lost places on the rankings. But yeah, loads of people came in last year and that sort of thing happened. But then yeah, there's people coming in this year. And the main thing with this one, a lot of people have stuck around from last year as well. Whereas last year, a load of people came into the rankings, but then there was sort of talk before XDWC, were they actually going to come to XDWC? Because new people turned up to the rankings, but old people have left, whereas there's a lot of people currently playing. Because you can turn up to the rankings, get great points, knock people down from 50th to 80th place, like's happened with me. I was genuinely, after 2022, looking at top 50 and wanting it, and now I'm just happy to stay in the top 80. If I could get top 70, I'd be pretty happy. Because that's definitely an improvement. 20 people have definitely come into the game and into that top 50 space. But that's just how it goes sometimes. There's confirmed getting on for 60. But at the same time, I say that, and then earlier today I was trying to think, what's my actual goal in Quake speedrunning? Because I decided I want to set an actual goal for a time, because otherwise I'll do what I did with Doom, which is I got the run, because you have to do it with Deathless, I got the run single segment and just left it. So I want to set myself a time goal with Quake. And the problem with that is, what do you set it as? So I think my first time goal is actually going to be to beat the record as it was set when I was born, because Quake being that old, sorry to anyone who, you know, remembers Quake coming out, it's 4 years older than me. So I think that it's going to be to set the record as it stood at the end of 1999, because there wasn't another record till there was kind of a lull in records in there was a lot of records on single segment runs, single stage runs, single levels, but there wasn't so many on the full game run till 2000, like a chunk after. But yeah, that's kind of the first goal. So I'd want to obviously, you know, improve that. But it's also quite a good goal because it's 5 years after the release, roughly. No, 4 years after the release that I'm looking at. Well, it's 2.5 years after the record was set, but it stood till 5 years after the release before it was broken. So it's a nice criteria, I think. And it's definitely something that I have looked at before. Like, I've looked at some of my Mario Kart runs and gone, in lieu of standards in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I've looked at the records and gone, where was it? I tended to take day one records because the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came from Mario Kart 8, so people already had the strategies sorted out. It wasn't like when a brand new game comes out with brand new tracks and you have to figure all of them out, like's happened with the Booster Course Pass. But yeah, I took like day one record. What was the day one record? How close can I get to the day one record? Sometimes I could beat it because a new strategy has been discovered, but on maps where a new strategy hasn't been discovered, probably can't beat it. But I can try and get close. For every other Mario Kart, standards are lovely. So yeah, I'm going into XDWC without a goal this year, I think, for the first time since I first started. Yeah, the first time it was like, I think I finished the first round and then decided I wanted top 50, and I just about got that. I got 50th. And then next year it was like, improve on that. And then the year after it was improve, and then, you know, and then last year I went in going, improve on my 24th place from the year before. And I came out 25th, 26th, I think. And I was happy with that because more people joined. You could point directly to people that had joined that were better than, that were right up in the top 10, more than I'd lost spaces, which was quite good. So I'm back to probably be happy with the top 50 at this point. I'd quite like a top 20 on a map. That's a big aim, but I'd quite like a top 20 on a map. I've done it twice before, but I'd like to commentate myself again. Oh, much nicer done, and a lot quicker on the shooting with the BFG there. The last time it was a bit of a like delayed shot for some reason on the previous record, which I think was Amino. Nice one from Shiro. Oh, nice rocket stack. That straight in the face. It almost wasn't a rocket stack. Pretty much exactly like the hold down shoot amount of rocket timing. This is a great map. And again, I love this style of texturing. You don't have to texture a map. Orange box is fine. Having the jump pads actually work on these maps is also insane because they didn't used to. You could finish the maps and they were fine, but you were going slower because of the hit, and then that sometimes made some different paths impossible because you wouldn't be able to come through with speed. Oh, this map. We've seen this map before actually this month. This map. Damn. Come on, Gob. Should have reset this run. Plus 0.08. Could have got the sub. That man is cooking though. He is cooking. I'm going to take a cheeky look and make some noises about what the RR standards look like. Ooh. Ooh. So I'm looking at the 7-day timer because that's roughly since the start of the month. It's the 9th as I'm recording this. Ooh. Yeah. Wow. Some pretty good records being set though. I love the takeoff from a double grenade, because you don't get that in Quake 3. You can't do it because the timing, unless it's got a explosion pad on the floor, and then you can do it. But it takes different timing as well. Here we go, Des record on EXT Cool 04. Didn't think there was actually a video of it, but here we go. The phenomenal continental champion of South America. Beautiful. That was a nice run. That was a very nice run. I think this is our last record this month. Nice timing on the rocket blast. Spam everywhere and hope for the best. I get a 992. Really nice run there from Riffo. And there it is. The end of the month. Thank you very much for watching. It has been fantastic. Des missed his own record because of the ad, so he's going to have to go and give me some watch time over on the YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching. Check out the links in the description below. If you have watched this far into the video, definitely check out the guide and all of the XDWC stuff. It's been splendid. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next month as we draw closer to XDWC. Next month will be what we got, September, October. So next month is XDWC month, so get prepared, get ready. Let's get going. Cheers for watching.